Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hold on, there's something playing there. I think you were hearing, you might have been hearing. Let me know how the audios work. Were you hearing the audio from the commercials there for a second? Or it's not even commercial, it's ET right now. Okay, you were. But now you don't. Is the crucial element of this. Okay, let's do this. No, that's still. I need to do both. No, that still does it. Okay. Audio is going to be a little funky for a moment. Bear with me. But we are here for Survivor 50, the premiere of Survivor 50. A 3-hour premiere indeed. Pretty wild stuff. I feel like this is the most hyped up season of Survivor in a very long time. I feel like they spent so much money marketing this season. They've so clearly put so much effort into hyping it up, into promoting it. Obviously, the casting was huge. Let me make sure I've tweeted out. And as an outspoken critic, I would say, of some of the most recent seasons, I feel like there's a lot to prove here. This is a big premiere. 3 full hours. Are they going to deliver on the season's promise? Is my question. And we're only a few minutes out here. Yeah, it's 3 hours. It's 3 hours. I can't say I'm in love with a 3-hour premiere. But if it gives us great stuff, that'd be cool, I guess. So here's the plan. I'm live on Twitch and YouTube, watching the episode. If you're watching via Twitch and YouTube right now, this is the view. There's a little chat on screen. You see me and my face with a massive breakout on it. And you watch the episode on your TV, whatever it is that you do, right? But then you have another option. You go to my Patreon. You can also watch it with me. And On that version, your view is slightly different. You hear slightly different things. If you get what I'm saying. It's a better experience overall. There's a great community there. You get your own chat. Plus, there's a bunch of other content over on Patreon right now. Just finished up Beast Games, which was wild. We're watching Survivor live, or sorry, not Survivor. Traders live. Traders finale tomorrow. House of Villains. We've got a bunch of episodes dropping tomorrow. I'm watching shows like The Genius, Australian Survivor. In the past, we had things like Jet Lag, Traders UK, all kinds of stuff. It's all there. And my past reactions are also archived there over on Patreon. So lots of stuff, lots of stuff. I may or may not be walking tonight throughout the episode. I've already walked quite a lot of steps today, having filmed Australian Survivor and Beast Games. But I had a nice little rest, so I was up to walking again for the start of this. I will be doing predictions for Twitch, or I will try to. But first, I just need to make sure all of the audio works once we get rolling. Was I satisfied with the Beast Games finale? I don't think it was like amazing, but there was a fun moment in it, at least. Oh wow, yeah, we got bunches of subs here. Okay, I need to adjust my alerts in this new setup. So many subs going on. There's no way I could keep up with it. Thank you all so much. I struggled to get through one episode, let alone a 3-hour episode. We're so back. Hello. The hypage. Thank you all so much. Thank you for the gifted subs there. Thank you for the resubs, the subs in general over on Twitch. Very much appreciated. Okay. Episode should be starting quite soon, so I want to make sure we're prepared for that. Happy to be back over on Twitch as well, by the way. Twitch and YouTube. Nice to see those of you that don't do the Patreon, though you should. All right, I'm usually a little bit behind. If you're watching live on TV, I'm usually a little bit behind you, which is probably better than a little bit ahead of you. And we're up. Episode is on. Twitch and YouTube, what are you hearing? Patreon, what are you hearing? Perfect. Perfect. All right, audio's working fine. Are we getting some Borneo clips? This is where we are for Twitch and YouTube. Bit of an echo. Is this better? Perfect. This is so fun. This is like a fan cam of Survivor as a whole. Bit of a time skip to see Tony all of a sudden. Oh, Keith. Oh! Liz. Oh, I don't need to remind myself of this. Coach's first like exile episode. Such a classic. I remember watching Ethan like what, 8, 9 years old? Must 9 years old. Oh, that's a little silly. It's not really true. There's Christian. Dude, this is so cool. I feel like I needed this. Like Tony needed his idol. Just like reminds you of why the show means so much to us. It's been harder to see that in the new era, I would say. Can we do subtitles is a good question. Let me see here. Might actually be good to have subtitles on for this. I think this is the season with the most amount of people I know personally ever, which has honestly been part of my stress. See, I still feel like the casting was not right for this vibe, but like that's been talked to death at this point. Can I just I mean, it needs to be said, Jenna looks incredible. Colby also looks great. Like, I feel like Colby looks better now than he did on Heroes v Villains. Mr. Jeff. I gotta say, having watched a few episodes of David hosting Australian Survivor, I am appreciating Jeff right now. Not that he's bad, you know, but like, has she even aged a day? I feel like Jeff has grown Wonder for this show. I feel like he didn't like it as much back then. So weird that Mike White is on this cast. Wait, what are you calling them out for, bro? I'm happy to see Devin's back. Cerise just like, what are you about to say, Jeff? I think Suri is the player I think I've seen on the most amount of shows of any contestant ever. That's nice to hear from Colby. For the record, I need to set this up. I've not seen like any preseason press. This is all super fresh to me. The only thing I think I know from preseason press is that everyone watched the draft we did when the cast was announced way before preseason press, and they were like, "Wow, crazy that you guys aren't high on Coach." Like, wait, when did Coach become fan favorite top pick of the season? I think we said start with it, right? Oh. That was a dirty trick, Jeff. Oh boy. I'm already annoyed at the fan votes. I can just tell that all of the fan votes are going to go in the opposite direction of what I want. I went to go skip this because I've been skipping the challenge preview when I watch Australian Survivor. You don't realize how little you need it until you start skipping it. It's very straightforward. Get Survivor 50 on. We are, by the way, about 20 minutes in, close to, and we're starting the challenge now. So we're going to be a very, very deep in before first commercial, which unfortunately probably means we're going to be like commercialing every 2 seconds later on. Savannah being able to pitch herself as like, I won because I was great at challenges is pretty good, I would say. Because she's like a fairly unknown figure for these people, right? I don't know if they got to finish her season or even watch it. Welp. Stephanie beat her, so. All right, Aubrey. How am I supposed to root for Aubrey and Christian? I need Christian to do well on the puzzle so that the tribe wants to keep him. Because they know that there's a lot of puzzles. Come on, we need a call out from Jeff. Yes. Yes. Christian got a call out for doing well. That's what we need. Another call out. Let's go. Oh my God, it's so weird seeing all these people together. I always wonder if Ozzy still got it. I feel like the last time he played, he wasn't overly impressive in challenges. Phew. It's a lot easier to pull than to paddle. Jeez. I like this as a first challenge. I love that like everybody's getting a moment. Like we're getting duos of people, so we're like really getting to take a look at individuals. Come on, Genevieve. Rooting for Genevieve, rooting for Emily. That's fine. They can get that. That's not the direction you want to hit it. You got to lift it. There you go. First win of the season. I mean, literally, that was Stephanie. Oh, I forgot about Q and his Aubrey thing. I no. Choose a person. Who are we choosing here? Probably Jonathan. We're sending Coach and not Jonathan? I mean, can we all need to also be asking. Oh, Aussie. Okay, here we go. Aussie v Coach. What I need is a Coach versus Colby rematch. of all time. It's up there. I don't know. It's all time. Okay. Okay, I need to find a way to more easily mute this. I don't know why it's not working that way. All right, whatever. Okay. Here's what we'll do for a prediction. I think it's very simple, very straightforward. Who wins in this tribe, in this, like, get your stuff thing? Coach, Aussie, Q. We may need some kind of other option where it's like, nobody. If more than one person wins, I'm going to try to count like who wins first, if that's possible, or who did better. If two people win and they win at the exact same time. Here, I'll guess I'll include that. Two exactly. But I'm going to do everything I can, including subjective measures, to pick out one winner. So I'm not even going to include that. And then if nobody wins anything, because it's not like a thing, that's an option. So far, this has been fun. So far, I'm enjoying this. We're 30 minutes in. In a normal, if this was 49, I'd be like, oh, guys, we're only 30 minutes in. 30 minutes in, I feel like it's nothing. I feel like it just started. We'll see how long that lasts, but I'm into this at the moment. I'm not fazed by its length right now. Okay, challenge performance. Love that we got some Christian callouts as being good at puzzles. At the very least, I want that to give him a little bit of leeway when it comes to like vote outs early on. Oh wow, we're back already. That was a quick commercial for such a long segment. Stephanie also looks the same. Okay, should be able to hear me. Genevieve. Marissa's annoying as hell. Colby bringing the work ethic talk back to Survivor. That's not how it's played nowadays. Okay, we got some negative Rizzo content. Some positive Colby and Stephanie. I didn't need that image. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, my first thought was her toe. I'm so sorry, D. He does, actually. They did him dirty, showing him rubbing his tummy. We did not need the music for this. I mean, I hear that. That was all positive stuff. Positive Jonathan, positive Mike White. No negative on that tribe. Oh, this is going to be a rough tribe for me, man. Emily and Christian. Ooh, we're like making a point of talking about this. This is fun. I guess they kind of have to. That, that was awkward. No, the individual immunities are the best part about why you won. Right. Say I tied the record for women in immunities. That's what got you here. That's not that threatening right now. Kristen and Suri, come on. I need you two to work together. Sorry, Jenna, I came in rooting for you, but you are already dead to me. She's actually going too fast paced. I mean, she's not wrong, right? It's the dilemma that you always have with returning players in general. And obviously they're all returning players. But like when you have returning players in your cast, the issue is they're always going to do well. So there's always somebody that tries to take them out early and almost always fails. I feel like this is something similar. It's like if you try to come for Suri like this, you're right. If you give her an inch, she will take a mile. But she's very powerful. She's probably already got that inch before she even walked onto the beach. She's probably already taken a good like 400 meters. And this is the thing about Suri, and this is I will credit Corey for this from Big Brother because he also talked about this on his season. Reason he decided to work with her, not that it worked out for him. Reason he decided to work with her is like, hey, she's a great ally to have. She doesn't win. Right? So like I want to work with Suri. I'm happy to go to the end with Suri. You know what I mean? Like not like final tribal end with Suri, but like but I'm happy to be her ally because she's probably I would say Suri might be the best ally in the history of Survivor. I think Suri probably has the highest percentage of friends and allies who A, she hasn't betrayed, and B, that have won the game. Now, the thing is, not everyone is going to have the opportunity to be on Suri's side. So if I find myself not on Suri's side from the jump, then yeah, I'm going to be concerned. And maybe that's what we're seeing here with Jenna. But I would certainly try to get in with Suri first. Yeah, it is worth pointing out that Suri on Australia versus the World was actually very good at challenges comparatively to like previous Suri performances. Um But like the you know, that has certainly cost her in the past. But I think also now her reputation speaks to the fact that like very few people will actively let her get to a final three. All right, we are going to be back very soon, I think. And we're back. So very different tribe edits so far. You're younger, gentlemen. Is Ozzy that much younger than him? Can we get an age check, chat? $10 years? 53 versus 43. Okay, that's pretty significant. I mean, shade to Sophie. She was great in Winners at War. This is why I like returning players. Like that conversation is speaking to something in us that was like 10 years ago, right? Like that's a history that just doesn't exist with most television. But it's also like especially interesting because they're playing a game right now as well. All right, we will have a definitive winner here, I think. They have to start themselves. Yeah, I mean this is Ozzy's challenge, the poll. It's so silent. I feel like I should be hearing Jeff's narration, but I'm not. I was kind of enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie. Still a good swimmer, I see. Hmm. Was Ozzy my absolute fave back in the day? I was more of a Yule guy, but I did like Ozzy a lot. Part of why I loved Cook Islands is that I loved at the time how it felt like two pinnacles of different forms of gameplay. But I preferred Yule's. And then South Pacific, or even Fans v Favorites, I think kind of soured me a bit on Ozzy. It's frustrating how close he is. Like, if I were him, I'd be frustrated at how close I am. Because it's like, I'm close enough that I feel like I should keep trying. But also, clearly, it's not, like, working. The thing too is that like what coach said is right. Even if he does manage to nail this, this is not the kind of pull that's going to make it super easy to drag back. I'm so happy Q's back on my screen. Oh. Oh wow, they're instantly going to get back into a fight. This is such an Aussie thing to happen immediately. Boy. All right, so coach wins the challenge. Surely it's something bad. Exile. Ooh, Aubrey caught a break. I don't think either of them know each other, right? I guess people would know, actually. They probably did research. Who am I kidding? Did Ozzy do research, you think? I doubt it. He doesn't strike me as the research type. Q, I'm not sure. Probably met at Bryson wins things. I mostly mean like, did they watch each other's seasons, I think, but Ozzy is apparently really active in the community still. How real is that, though? You know what I mean? All right. Yeah, Colby, I know I heard like actually seemed to know his stuff. What do we do for a prediction here? I doubt we'll get another challenge. I think we'll do another like full scene. I guess prediction will be any advantages or clues. Yes, no. In the next segment, are any advantages or clues found or given? Exile Alliance would be very funny. The only downside to Exile being back is that Coach didn't stick around for it. Thank you for the subscriptions, by the way. Very much appreciated. Okay, things I'm looking out for. I still need a Christian confessional, which hasn't happened. I need an Emily confessional, which hasn't happened. I need a Genevieve confessional, which hasn't happened. I guess we could start doing predictions on that. I will do watch parties for every episode. I think we did get a Suri confessional. Or was that just her talking to Jeff, actually? I know I don't remember. I'm a little fearful that, like, winner edit stuff will be a little more obvious because there's so many people that it's harder to show everyone. All right, we're back. We're back. How far have I walked? 18,460 something steps. But that's because I was. This is cumulative for the day, not just right now. Dee's not doing herself any favors right now. Chrissy! Ooh. Let's go. I'm a little worried because this is the kind of edit that can, I think, turn quickly. But I'm happy to see some Chrissy content. Christian. He's talking about the theme too. Let's go. Oh my god, this is so cute. I'm so happy right now. This is great Christian content. Mr. Spock. Let's get Emily involved. Interesting that they're looking at this as if Devon's is the bridge here. The music change is too obvious, dude. Let it breathe. Yes. Well, that was ominous, but otherwise, great stuff. I knew he'd want Genevieve. Looking like the power alliance here. Happy that Genevieve's involved. I'm not sure who else is on this tribe. Oh, Aubrey's here. We need Aubrey involved. She's on this cast, bro. His new Camilla when Camilla is here? I just need you to pick up Aubrey, and I'm so happy about this. You will need a fifth. Come on. Come on. Come on. What is this vibe? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. All right. We're giving up on Aubrey. I feel like we're missing a lot of context there. That was just very choppy. Okay, let's see. There was no advantage found, although Devin's made it a little close. Cut it a little close, I should say. We're a little over an hour in. I'm looking for we got all three of my confessionals that I was looking for. Who else? Who else should we look for a confessional from? Rizzo, Camilla, Tiffany. I think Tiffany. We still haven't gotten one from Suri? Okay, let's do. How about this? We'll do confessional. Whoops. Do we get a confessional from Suri? To be clear, if it's a challenge, this is an instant no. I'm not counting it if it's at the end of the challenge. If this is a challenge, it counts as a no, and then we're switching to a challenge prediction. Those are the rules. Although I will say I don't know at all if we're going to be able to do challenge predictions. Like what kind of challenge predictions we can do. What's the Aubrey and Q drama? Basically, he just on his season was like, "You remind me of Aubrey. You've got to go." See, look how much promo they're doing. This is not just me, right? Like everyone has noticed the ridiculous amount of promo for Survivor this season, right? Like it is everywhere. They blew the budget on promos. Yeah, it really feels like they're betting a lot on this season. Hopefully because they have faith in it and not just because it's like they're flailing, you know? I do want it to do well though, like because obviously there's a lot of turmoil uh with Paramount in general. The fact that they've invested a lot into this season, you kind of like for the health of the show want it to pay off, you know? I keep thinking it's about to start. And we're back. Oh, we're on exile. I feel like Ozzy is giving Shambo right now. For sale. Your vote. Must buy your supplies. Ugh. Oscar. Yeah, why is Q giving up a vote when they already have a little bit? It's not what I would have expected from Q if he wanted his vote. Okay, he wanted this. I was because Q's like an actual negotiator. You know what I mean? Like he's a very successful realtor. No, Bring Q into this alliance makes a lot of sense. You still need. Oh, actually, with him losing a vote, you actually don't need a fifth vote anymore. Him losing a vote actually isn't that bad. In assuming like it's not gonna stop. Hold on. Ooh, more Christian. Hopefully that's good. I never thought about needing different kinds of glasses to make this work. Let's go, hero Christian. Come on, we're whipping that out of Final Tribal, Christian. I think I would die if Christian won this season. Okay. Prediction. There was no confessional from Suri. Next prediction is, do we get a challenge? Yes, no. I'm honestly, I'm a little worried it's been like too positive for Christian. We'll see though. I think very telling, I would say, that him and Jenna did that together. And you even see in the segment, she's like, we did that with Christian. But like in the context of the edit, it was entirely credited to Christian. On top of the fact that Jenna came for Suri earlier, which obviously is not going to be popular, we're already being set up to not root for Jenna. Which, you know, is unfortunate, but what are you going to do if she's up against Suri? Sorry, Jenna. I've got too many rooting interests. Gotta drop some of them. I guess what I mean is, like, there's a world where they could have given more of that to Jenna, but they obviously did not, right? They chose not to. There's a world where if they were like super, if Jenna was their darling, they could have entirely given it to Jenna. They'd never even had to tell you it was Christian's idea. They literally could have just shown you Jenna doing it with the glasses, and we never would have known. That's the nature of editing. We did do a draft. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, I think I saw it posted somewhere recently. There's a bot that posted it, I think. All I know is I picked Christian. I literally don't remember who else I picked. Okay, here it is. Christian, Aubrey, Jonathan. That rings a bell. I was really hoping Aubrey would get that invite, but not quite. All right, we're back. Yes. Oh, I was so worried about Suri. If Christian has Suri on board, we are so in. Suri and Ozzy working together is wild if that happens. His like fifth time playing. Man, Devon's really just gave her that info for free, it seems. Meanwhile, Angelina getting the jacket from Genevieve. Oh, hello. Rizzo winning over Colby. That's wild. Colby's such an old soul. This is looking worse for Aubrey, by the way. Dude, Rizzo was like born at the time, like while he was out in Australia. Jonathan content. So we have negative D, negative Aubrey, negative Jenna. Those are the three right now. Rizzo was redeemed. I knew he would work with the old schools. I knew Coach would love him. Oh, look, it's Tiffany. Bad news for D. Oh boy. The invisible players are all coming together. Well, look, this is their introduction, right? Maybe they won't be invisible anymore. Ooh, they want to work with Chrissy. I actually feel like Chrissy should jump on with this. I feel like this is a better spot for her than with all those bros. I'm with you, Camilla. Wait, I want this group to work. But I don't think it's going to. All right. Wait, what is Jeff saying? Hold on. No, it's just lame. No challenge, but we will run it back. All right, we're about halfway through. I'm over 20K steps. I think it's time to sit. Time to sit down. Oh, sorry, I didn't mute it. All right. It's been a while since I've sat at this desk, actually. Double daily. No, it was not just in this hour and a half because it was also Beast Games and Australian Survivor today. I think I probably got like 9 or 10K in the last hour and a half. Maybe that's what, I don't remember. Joe has been pretty invisible. I feel like we've kind of hit a lot of people though. Like, who are we missing? I feel like Joe is missing. But I'm trying to think, like, who else is missing? Angelina. We got an Angelina early on, didn't we? We just got a bit of Tiff. We've gotten some Charlie. Yeah, I guess. Oh, we started with Steph. I think we've touched on everyone at this point. Obviously, with some people getting more content than others. I'd say Colby so far has had the most content. Maybe followed by Christian. It definitely feels like Cerise tribe is going to tribal right now. I'll say that. I say that though, but they haven't made a big deal about D as well. All right, we're back. All right, it is a challenge. Can I get a quick check here? I just want yes or no from the chat. That's it. Yes or no. Am I safe to do challenge predictions? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm seeing mostly yeses, a couple of no's, which is concerning. All right, we'll do second place predictions, just in case. Which tribe comes in second? What are the colors? Orange, purple. I'm just going to call it blue. Orange, purple, blue. All right, which tribe comes in second place? Wait, it's pink? I should probably just be looking at it. Whatever, you know what I mean. I think. There's definitely blue. I do see it. I feel like I see orange. There's definitively orange. I think maybe it's pink instead of purple. Yeah, I'm going to call it pink instead of purple. All right, there it is. Second place. You were looking for second place. Oh, now we're doing mud. Jeff loves birthing people. I think I have to root for Aubrey's tribe to not lose. We're probably looking at, and I do think D and or, I mean, there's plenty of time left in the episode to build up any kind of boot up edit, so I guess anything can happen. Aubrey on the rope. So Orange tribe is in last right now. That is the D tribe. I do think we have the most amount of info. With like a back and forth on that setup. Blue gets through. Wait, no, this is the D tribe. Sorry, I got it wrong. Orange is Cerise's tribe. Why is Cerise on the throw? Nice. Oh, she's way off. Sorry, Jeff, but throwing something in a precise fashion is not helped by somebody yelling at you. There's not an amount of finding it there. If anything, it's the opposite. It's like, okay, I need to calm. Oh my god, that looked like it hurt. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. It's still real early. It could be adrenaline. Oh, I really don't like that. I don't think he should be putting weight on it. I, dude, I'm worried about like he's so clearly just trying to not be ejected from the game. I just worry about like the honesty. I mean, to be fair, what I will say is like if it did like actually hurt in that moment, like it was fractured, there's probably a reaction that he can't hide, right? Like I don't doubt that it didn't seriously hurt, and I think that's what the doctor is calling there. And obviously, the doctor is going to know more than us in general. But my fear is that he still had enough adrenaline that like it wasn't painful right now, but it could be coming. You know. Really bad place to have an ankle problem too. Walking in sand or uneven terrain a lot. I do think the mud into the like warped wall kind of situation was a little irresponsible. There's no reason to have them that slippery. I mean, what? So yeah, people are mentioning Tyson, but like an arm is a lot easier to manage, I think, than an ankle. There's like, I would say a non-zero chance this is Suri. Just because this isn't the traders, right? Like, just because Jenna had a bad, I would say, a not a great edit, doesn't mean that she's the first boot here. She can succeed for a while until she fails. But yeah, what I will say is between Ozzy's extra vote and the Suri, Emily, Devon's contingent, I think they'd need to lose Christian's group in order to not win the vote. I mean, I hear that, but like who put her in charge of the throwing, right? Like that's just misplacing her. I feel. I don't think Suri is that much of a challenge impediment. You just need to make sure you don't put somebody ill-equipped for the specific task on that station. Because it felt like there were plenty of options. Let me know if I missed it, but I feel like that was such a crucial element of that challenge that we weren't really shown. Like how they decided on that. Okay, who came in second? I didn't actually pay close enough attention. Was it orange or was it pink? It might have been pink. It was pink. Pink comes in second place. Okay. Prediction is going to be, do we get a follow up on Kyle in the next segment? Because honestly, that's what I'm thinking about mostly right now. Basically, just like, do we get any kind of check in with Kyle about his ankle specifically? In the next segment. Dalton tweeted about Sari putting herself in that position. Okay. I do think that gives Savannah a little more justification for being annoyed. If that's true. Um hmm. So let's say you're Christian, Devon's Emily, and you actually do now have the choice. You can go with Jenna and maybe Savannah and vote out Sari, or you can side with Sari and Ozzy and vote out like Jenna or Savannah. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just like I'm playing this scenario out. Cuz like what I was saying was you have to be very careful about Sari. She's great to work with if you can be tight with her. But this is an actual opportunity. And clearly she's hooked up with Ozzy more so than anybody in that trio. Oh, we're back. We're back. So I'm actually kind of like, I don't know. who does she see as her alliance? He really doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, it's hard to say that Jenna represents harder gameplay than Siri, but that's how she gets you, though. Hmm. I don't think he would. I have to disagree with Emily here. I think you're leaving in the two dangerous players who could easily realize that they've been played and adjust. Ozzy is toothless. Right. Christian's right. There's no point in pissing off one of the two sides. I don't think there's enough value extracted. I think Christian's playing this very well, in my opinion. We just need to come up with a decision and all agree. We shouldn't be scheming against one another. Don't we have an hour left? Am I? What's happening? Um. Oh, by the way, I would say don't watch this trailer. I read this book. I know that there's like a whole thing, but like I don't think you should watch the trailers for this movie, Project Hail Mary. Um. It gives away more than I think the readers of the book would like it to give away. I would say they decided to advertise certain things in the trailer because they felt like they needed to for the advertisement of the thing. But if you're lucky enough to be able to talk to somebody who read the book, who can tell you you should probably just go see the movie as long as people think it was a good one. Um, you don't need to be advertised to be convinced to watch the movie. It's probably going to be better for you if you don't. But also I haven't seen the movie, so maybe they completely reorient things. But um, okay, so we did not get a follow up on Kyle. And my next prediction is going to be: is the next segment 100% tribal council? What I mean by this is it just like we have an hour left? So like, are we just going to tribal and that segment's going to be a full tribal segment, or are we somehow going to go somewhere else, like maybe Kyle, or is it going to be something else weird that's not normal tribal, like they have some kind of extra twist? Watched Sinners and really liked it. Nice. Sinners was great. Maybe they'll pull like an Australian Survivor and do like an individual immunity at tribal. Even that though isn't enough to cover an hour. All right. Anyway, we should analyze the strategy a little bit here. Um, my instinct is I'd rather play like if I have a shot at Suri, an easy shot at Suri right now, and I feel decent moving forward, I'm probably going to take that shot. However, if I feel the issue is it's not just that decision in a vacuum. If Christian's group, we're back by the way, if Christian's group feels better moving forward with Suri and Ozzy than like Joe, Savannah, Jenna, that also matters because that helps them retain a majority moving forward. and it's a majority that they have a good foothold in. It's just that Suri is so dangerous. Suri's not going to be satisfied with an alliance that she's not in charge of. So we're starting with tribal. The gong and they had like a talking stick or something, right? They did vote out Jeff, yeah. It sounds like she's directly speaking to her connection to Ozzy, which tells me she was informed that that was a concern. Which to me implies that she's good here. All I can think about is how we have an hour left. If it ended at like 7:30, I'd be like, maybe. We're voting. Whoa. This music. This is a throwback, no? I can't tell if I feel like I haven't heard this in a while, but that might just be because I was watching Australian Survivor. It's definitely a remix. Okay, we're breaking before the vote. We still have a ton of time though. So this was yes, 100% tribal. I guess prediction will be like, what's next? Um, evac, challenge, other twist, maybe. This is going to be kind of subjective, so stay with me. But evac is obviously. And I'm going to run this until we know why the episode continues. An evac is obvious. If they play a challenge at any point, it's a challenge. If it's any other kind of twist, it's some kind of twist. That's the basics of what I can try to figure out here. I'd say a decent chance we just end up refunding that because the options are so vague. But you know, what are you gonna do? It's just like people are saying exile. Oh, maybe edge of extinction. But even then, it's like there's 50 minutes left. That's so much time. It's way more time than just like we're gonna send someone somewhere. Like they need to then also do something significant. Like we have enough time that we could fit a whole regular episode of Survivor between like now and 8 o'clock. Like an old 60-minute episode. So we'll see. I can't help but feel this is Jenna, and I also can't help but feel like that's maybe a mistake. But, you know, we'll see. I don't know the dynamics well enough. All right, we're back. That's Jenna's vote. If we get any other Cerise, that would be telling. I think there's a good chance the rest of them are Jenna. Yep. Yep. Okay. I think it's over. It's a shame. I was really looking forward to watching Jenna. She just came for Suri. I feel like she just needed to focus on building relationships, and then, you know, she could have potentially let that challenge do the work for her to make the case against Suri. I just think pushing Suri is so dangerous. Come on, we needed to see more from her. I really feel like we missed out. Okay, what's happening? Okay, we're at Kyle. We're just chilling, I guess. It just keeps going. We were watching like Return of the King. Is this Genevieve got it? Let's go, Genevieve. Trying to pick somebody that's gonna be blindsided within their pocket is dumb. The odds of it actually happening are so low. What does Billie Eilish have anything to do with this? I feel like the better play is to just give it to somebody and try to forge a relationship with them. I mean, I might just end up refunding. I still don't know what we're doing here. Oh, sorry, I don't think I'm muted. Is there a second vote? That would be wild. There's not enough time. They'd have to do a whole immunity challenge and then a whole other tribal council. It'd be so short in comparison to the previous one. Fill time until Kyle. Yeah, that could work. It's kind of a bummer to leave the premiere on though, if you don't have to. I don't know how I feel right now. I feel like the episode should have just ended. I feel like if it had ended 20 minutes ago, when it probably should have, I think I would have felt like that was a great premiere. And right now, I'm just a little confused. Especially since, like, we would have gotten through a premiere without dumb advantages that are complicated, which would have been nice. But, you know. All right, we're back. It was given to Ozzy. He can't use it on someone because they want to force him to potentially go home with it in his pocket. What's going on here? Is this Kyle's tribe? No, it's not. Now we're doing a journey? And we're back to the commercial. I still don't know what we're doing here. I feel rudderless. I feel like I could have left after the vote out and then left the TV on and then been like, wait, it's what? It's still running? Like, I feel like I fell asleep watching a show and now like the next episode auto played. You know what I mean? We still have a full 34 minutes left. It also feels like a disservice to Jenna, if I'm being real. I'm trying not to be negative. I feel like it had been a good premiere. I don't want it to falter here at the 10-yard line. But I am feeling the length now in a way that I spent 2 hours feeling great, and now I'm feeling like, oh, hey, this is feeling long now. Get back on the walking. I mean, we'll have one segment of Journey. Maybe the Journey will be like something special. I can't imagine what you end this episode on if not for a medevac. Or I guess a cliffhanger, but like that sucks. Nobody's like I I don't like it, but I sort of understand streaming services when they do cliffhanger endings that are like, oh, we're going to take away the ending of this episode. But I certainly don't understand for a network show that airs once a week. Ooh. I think I'm happy to not play, considering playing likely means losing my vote. That's kind of fun. See what I mean? That's why I'm happy to not play. These two clearly don't have much chemistry together because they don't seem to be chatting. I'd be taking this opportunity to like make a connection. You know what I mean? But they're just like focused on the game, seemingly. Did she not even notice? I was wondering what the rules were. I didn't know if this was like curling rules. You know what I mean? Oh, Okay, can I see that maybe? Okay, here we go. Okay, that's all we get. I would have rather seen the conversation they had than the challenge. I think we got more confessional than actual conversation between the two of them, which is annoying. She did win something. Oh my god. I mean, we knew this was going to happen. This is literally just like, we're just going to pack on advantage get in to the end of this episode. I mean, listen, we knew that I looked at this live during an episode last season or whatever, whenever it was. Um, and you could tell by the wording of the questions exactly what options were going to be chosen. Um, so it's not surprising. It's just like extra annoying that they're rubbing our face in it. You know what I mean? I swear to you, it's designed to try to shut up the hardcore fans. Mm, hardcore fans are always saying there's too many advantages, but when we put out a public vote, all the voters voted for the most dynamic, twist-filled, idol-filled game. Guess you're in the minority, guys. Guess you should kind of shut up because you don't know what you're talking about. It's also weird. Like, I feel like the episode was weirdly segmented from like into like here's actual Survivor with throwbacks and old school vibes and a little Exile Island here and there, but like otherwise minimal interference. And now here's New School Survivor packed on to the end. And it's just like, whoa, we were so close. All you had to do was just stop. Like I'm trying not to complain. It's just genuinely more annoying to me. If they did not have a poll and say, this is your choice, I'd be less annoyed. But I'm more annoyed that they're like, oh, it was in your hands. Here you go. Especially then knowing that the questions were so clearly worded in such a way to get the answers they wanted. All right, we have about 20 minutes left. Oh, we're back. Boo diddly. Against. Uh-oh, here we go. You can eat my shorts? Are you an MLK guy, coach? Something tells me they're not entirely politically aligned. Q also lost his vote. This alliance actually is leaking votes left and right. Now all of a sudden, they don't have a majority. I think that's right. There's no fact checking because Colby doesn't know she got anything. I mean, I think also important to note here, Savannah was likely already on the outs. And another commercial. What are we doing? Let's take some questions, I guess. Sorry, I do keep forgetting to mute. Does it end with an evac? It's still the only thing that like an evac or an obvious cliffhanger are the only things that make sense to me right now. Is Rizzo in a good spot? I don't know if he's in a good spot, but he doesn't seem like he's in a terrible spot. Who got the grenade? I'm not sure. Chappelle? Could anyone from any tribe have found the boomerang idol? That's a good question. What will be the teal team? What's the blue tribe? Honestly, the way I'm thinking about it is like um there's Cerise tribe, Colby's tribe, and the coach tribe. Tila's coaches. All we know about coaches tribe is that they talked a lot about D, right? So it looks like a lot of people against D, but D linked up with Tiffany and Camilla. So it could be like a 5-3 thing, roughly. With maybe Chrissy ends up as a swing because they did seem to want to work with Chrissy. Yeah, Charlie, I feel like we haven't heard from about where he stands and all of that. Who's Charlie? Charlie got a confessional, right? He got a confessional about the toe ring. Is it still snowing on the East Coast? Looks like it is on the news. No? I know it was like really bad a couple weeks ago. We just got some rain. There's a lot of rain. To be fair. We're back. Jeff's here. Which tribe is this? Is this Is this Kyle's tribe? I think it is. Oh, that's the doctor. Oh, we might have medevac here. With about 12 minutes left, this must be the end of the episode. Oh boy. 2 votes down and Kyle gets medevaced changes this tribe dynamic entirely. Yeah. I don't know enough about this. Here on the beach. The fact that they're willing to do it here on the beach tells me there's still a chance. Oh, damn. Severe. Oh. Yeah, I think that's it. honestly, I'm more concerned for his tendon than like the survivor. Like that's an unfortunate injury, you know. And he's like a fit dude. I feel like Kyle will come back. And even though he was set up well here, I think if he comes back, he'll probably have a better setup than he was. Like this was a good setup for now, but he's one of 3 winners on a cast of, you know what I mean? I feel like there was ultimately a better setup. There is a better setup for him in the future. Oh boy. Is this like actually the end? Because I feel like there's still a few minutes left, but preview. So ultimately, I'm calling that the medevac. Clearly, the medevac is the reason we stuck around. Um, I still feel like I don't know if that was the call. I feel like that being in the middle of next week's episode would have been fine. Wait, are we back already? Hold on. Or is this a commercial? I can't tell. This is a commercial for Beast Games. It's funny how I couldn't tell. Um, yeah, I just personally feel like I would have preferred it to end after the vote and this be part of next episode. But you know, it is what it is. I'm not nearly as mad at the extension, even though I do think it was not good for the premiere. Um I do still take issue with that challenge setup. I think that like I don't know how that passed like safety checks. Throwing them through mud and then putting like a steep board that they had to climb with muddy shoes. Like you know for a fact that there are going to be players that run up it themselves. And with slippery, muddy shoes, they're very likely to slip. I think it's pretty standard, but I think that there's a couple of things. One is that they went through the mud like right before. And that board looked, I would say, like the angle of the board I think was particularly rough. So like for instance, in American Ninja Warrior they have the warped wall. And it's a known thing. Oh, we're back. The croc. Jenna had last words. Remember, she said she hoped the tribe lost every challenge. So the warped wall in American Ninja Warrior is like it's well known to be very dangerous, specifically for ankles. And any like Ninja Warrior athlete is going to be trained specifically on how to fail the warped wall in a way that ideally doesn't break your ankle. And obviously having like particularly slippery shoes is like extra bad. And also like for the record, just because they've had it before and there haven't been problems doesn't mean that like it was still okay to have it here. I think just my own personal judgment on it is that like if you're going to have an obstacle like that, you need to not intentionally slick up their shoes beforehand. That is just asking for an injury, in my opinion. The slipperiness of the shoes is not required at all to make that challenge interesting, right? Anyway, unfortunate situation. I would say like in general, it's a mixed bag of a premiere, I would say. There was a lot of good stuff about it. That back half I thought was back half. That back third was like pretty bad. You know, I'm hoping that as the season progresses, we get more of the first 2 hours and less of the third hour. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, that's it. That is the premiere of Survivor 50. I think overall I'm still excited for more of the season. There are so many players I'm so interested in watching. We got some great Suri content, some great Christian content. Emily, Devins. We got when Kyle was there, we got some good stuff, some great stuff from Colby and his bonding with Rizzo. Some good Genevieve stuff. We got Coach and Ozzy. Like, there's a lot of good stuff from this episode, I think. And there are a lot. There's clearly a lot of like raw material for the season to work with. So, I'm a little bummed out on the premiere, but I'm optimistic overall for the season. I think is my current state of mind. I like first 2 hours. I was like pleasantly surprised by how good it was. last third is kind of what I was fearing it would be. You know? So I'm still coming away like more optimistic than not, more happy than not, I think. So thank you all so much for watching with me. I hope you enjoyed. Again, please head over to the Patreon if you want the best version of this stream. But otherwise, I'll be back next week. I will also be live only on Patreon tomorrow night for the Traders finale. So stay tuned for that. And we also have House of Villains tomorrow. This is all Patreon content. House of Villains tomorrow. I'm watching The Genius. We're doing Australian Survivor. Bunch of stuff happening there, but I will also be back here on Twitch and YouTube next week for Survivor 50. So stay tuned for all of that. And that's it. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the marathon 3-hour viewing of the Survivor 50 premiere. I will see all of you next time.